guys, it is Mary
and Amma,
and today we are reviewing The Bachelorette. Yes, so we are going to get right into it, but first we invite you guys to like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below all your little thoughts.
Yes.
So we are going to first start with the date. So you guys know that Rachel got rejected last episode, and so did Gabby.
Yes.
So Rachel is still dealing with that. She's still having a very hard time. But this week they actually are taking everybody to Paris. They have actually already gone to Paris. The boys are going to be going to France, and the girls had to choose two guys to go with them on a date to Paris.
Yes. And before that, let's remember to mention that Rachel, I think when after the rose ceremony last time, Gabby had more men than Rachel. So Rachel had to choose one of the men left, and she chose Mr. Meatball. Remember the one who
rejected her to be with Gabby?
Yeah, he made like a meatball sandwich or something like that for when they were showing their body.
Introduction.
Yeah.
You know, the guy who she's saying meatball with the rose, who said, I can't choose you because I want to be with Gabby.
Yeah,
she accepted him.
She accepted him.
I would have just said no. Like,
just,
I'm good.
Accept someone who did not reject you already. But anyhow, so she has two, I want to say, of Gabby's men.
Yeah, she has the meatball guy, and then she has the guy Hayden, who said like Gabby was rough around the edges, and that her morals did not line up with his, which is going to be very interesting because it comes to bite him in the behind later on today.
Yes.
So anyway, but so they chose two men. Yes. I think Rachel chose Tion, and
I think his name is
Tino, and then Gabby chose some guy who's really quiet, which you told me you were seeing as a red flag.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to have much to say. But they went to Paris, and I just felt like Gabby's date with him
was dry.
He wasn't talking much, and I felt like he was kind of trying to search for things to say that maybe she will like to hear. You know, he talked about like he doesn't like to talk. It's hard for him. He's very reserved. Hard for him to share. I'm always weary of the nice guy and the silent, the reserved type.
Because it shows like you're hiding something. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and I feel as though you're not very vulnerable.
Yeah. So
it goes back to that hiding something.
Right.
And I really felt like until he started saying things like, I didn't know if I was good enough, those kind of things that maybe he felt like Gabby feels about herself. That was the only time I felt like Gabby began to feel him.
Yeah.
But prior to that, she kind of looked a little confused about him in the beginning, which really I feel is her first instinct. And when your first instinct is telling you something about someone, go with that. Yeah. Don't let them talk their way and worm their way into your life. Yeah. That first instinct, that's the true instinct.
Facts.
But Rachel went out with
Tino, and it's like she fell for this man like immediately. Like she even told him by the end of the day, I really, really like you, and this is the easiest rose I've ever had to give to somebody. Yeah. I feel like Rachel was just feeling so desperate to actually get over the hump and to feel loved and to feel accepted and to feel really wanted by somebody. Yeah. That the first man that she chose, she just kind of accepted him. Yeah. But I mean, I didn't really see Tino do anything extraordinary for me to say he's the one. Exactly. Like I was kind of confused.
She said the same thing to Zach though. He was also the very best date that she'd ever had. Zach, the one when they showed pictures of family members. Yeah, so anywho.
I just think Rachel has a whole lot of healing to do. Yeah. I really don't know what's going on with her, but it just seems like she's still so affected by it. As if that didn't happen to Gabby also. Yeah. Like, you're not the only one that it happened to, boo.
Yeah, everyone has gone in some kind of rejection.
Yeah. And I just found it very odd. Like, I don't know, and then even so basically one of the dates or whatever, they both gave their rose to the guys. Yeah. I felt Gabby's date was drier than the Sahara Desert and that he did not deserve a rose. She seemed very confused most of the time. Yeah. And I hated that the women were so effing cold. Like, it's raining. Also, I do not find Paris a romantic place. What is romantic about a metal building with stars on it? With, like, lights. And then the weather there is horrible. Like, take me to the Bahamas where it is sunny. Yeah. Like, that's romantic to me.
You know, anyway, the men should have given them their jackets.
They were freezing there. Like, they're wearing, like, a little shawl, and the shawl was satin. Yeah. If you know about fabrics, you know satin is a shiny, slippery fabric that does not give you any type of warmth. Yeah. And then they had, like, some little fur around it. Yeah.
But because the men are not really feeling them, they didn't go that extra mile to even give them a jacket or anything like that. You know,
and I don't understand.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
You're the one who wore that, so deal with it.
And I also don't understand why the women have to wear these horrible dresses during the cold season, but these men are covered up in 5 pieces of clothing.
I know.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Yes.
Anyway, I thought it was a mess.
Yeah. But then Gabby had the fight. You know, the men had to fight.
Yeah, so that's now we're going to talk about the group dates. So they had the group dates now. Gabby had her group dates, and then Rachel had her group dates. But instead of Rachel just going with her own men so they can go and focus on her, she took herself to Gabby's date. Yeah. And of course it's going to be all about Gabby because it's her group date. Yes. Dum-dum.
And the men get to say something prior to fighting, something
they have to say
about
something
Gary.
Heartfelt about their love for her or whatever, stuff like that.
And Rachel was seeing all of that, and
she was so like jealous.
And I think, but you know something, the producers and the camera people, they have seen this insecurity in Rachel, and I feel like, and I don't like it, because I feel like they're going to continue to set her up. Hey Rachel, why don't you go and your guys go to this fight match that Gabby's guys are having, knowing that they're going to be telling Gabby these sweet nothings, and Rachel is going to get so upset. And I think they're setting her up now, and she continues to cry. Oh, I just don't know. She just like fell on the chair like a 2-year-old on the sofa.
No, that was the rose ceremony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, because the thing is, what I found very interesting about that was that she was saying that I was just hoping and wishing that someone would just make eye contact with me, or at least come sit next to me, just one person. Yeah. If Tina was so perfect, he would have did that, boo. Yeah. That's why I don't validate what she said about Tina on that date, because he did not go the extra mile. And then all the men were genuine. What?
Think about it. In a fight match, one man leaves the fight match to go talk to a woman. Ain't nobody doing that. If I'm watching, even when I watch my basketball, I don't stop.
I'm the last person she's looking at.
You know, I'm not looking at anybody to make any eye contact. And guess what? If I had a boo, look, you're in my basketball. Do not disturb me. That's not the time to make conversation. Talk to me after the fact.
Facts.
You know, so the guys are looking at these guys like beat each other up. They're not thinking about you, Rachel. Just think about that for a second.
Yeah, and so I just found it very odd. And then it's like after the whole thing was over, she went upstairs. She was crying. She was looking out the window, and then she went downstairs, all upset in her bra and her leggings, and she was like, "I'm very disappointed."
Yes.
I was upstairs crying. Logan was like, he was like genuinely confused. Like he was trying so hard to make it make sense.
I don't like this girl at all. I'm stuck with this crazy.
That's right there was the moment he realized he had to jump ship and go to Gabby. That was the moment he realized, okay? Because it was foolishness. And like, you guys did not go out of your way to make me feel special, seen, or heard. Yeah. And I'm just very disappointed. Yeah. And the men were all like, But as she walked out, nobody got up to run to her.
Run after her?
That's why I said
that was another moment.
None of these men are serious about these women. Like, I don't care what none of y'all say. I just don't see it.
I haven't seen anyone really, apart from Nate for Gabby.
Yeah.
And the car racer that Rachel got rid of. So,
yeah.
I just don't know, boo.
I just think the reason why they're not going to really find that perfect, and I mean, even Nate, though, because he has a child, like, I still don't even know if he's the right one. He might be a little more desperate because he has a child. I don't know if he's the right one for her either. But I feel like he could be, because I feel like Gabby is somebody who will heal quicker than Rachel, though. Yeah, she's still vulnerable. She's still open.
Well, she's aware of what her issues are and where they're coming from.
You would tell she's been through therapy.
Rachel
is unaware.
Is unaware that she got a problem.
She is unaware.
That's the problem. So
yeah.
Hopefully, when she watches this back. she'd be like, what the hell was that? Yeah. I better go to therapy. Gabby, where your psychiatrist at?
No, go see your own damn psychiatrist.
Oh, yeah. Don't leave Gabby alone.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I do think that Nate could be a good match for her. Yeah. But not all women are ready to jump into stepmotherhood. I know I couldn't do it.
But Gabby's older too. Isn't she in her late 20s also? I know Rachel is 26.
We act like that's late though. Like that's still very ripe for the plucking. Like I would not be dealing with no man child at that age.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was 40.
She hasn't said, but Gabby said that she never thought that she'll have children. But seeing Nate, she feels as though Nate can teach her how to love children and something like that, she was saying.
Well, then I think that it will be a good match.
So I think that's why they will make a good each other. Exactly.
Yeah. And I do think that Nate will be a good match for Gabby because he goes out of his way every opportunity to let her know that I see you and I'm always thinking of you. Yeah. He takes those opportunities.
He does.
And from the beginning, he never was like flip-floppy or whatever and stuff like that. Not from what I can remember.
Yeah.
So
they went to the rose ceremony.
It was the rose ceremony.
And Logan I think he has spoken to the host and said that, look, I just
can't do it no more. I can't do it. I gotta get the hell out of here.
I need to go to Gabby. And so he was
Does
gonna
she
have
feel
a
what
talk.
I feel?
Right.
I was like,
he was gonna have a talk with her at the rose ceremony.
But I felt.
However, go ahead.
But I felt the whole thing with Logan talking to Gabby and him wanting to jump ship. Like you're here thinking that Gabby's might take you back. I see Gabby as somebody who is a loyal friend. Right. So I don't really see her taking him back.
You mean Logan?
Yeah, I don't see her doing that.
Well, you know
what? I could be wrong, though.
You know the interesting thing with Logan?
From the beginning, he was been flip-flopping, though.
Well, yeah. Remember, he kissed both women.
Yes.
Remember?
Yeah.
He was the one who kissed both women, and that's why I didn't like him anymore. However, Gabby and Rachel had said that they both like Logan. But then Rachel spilled the beans that she wrote. Logan had kissed her, right? Gabby didn't tell her that Logan also kissed her, so she just kind of left Logan for Rachel. However, Gabby really liked Logan, so and Logan said he felt that spark with Gabby. I don't know.
I didn't see a spark. It looked like the Sahara Desert.
I didn't like Logan, period.
I thought he was a sleaze boy.
Yeah.
I think he was a sleaze ball, and I think he is trying to see what his boundaries are. Like, can he actually flip flop? Yeah. Will this work? And if he's flip flopping and the men see that it can actually work, the whole show's gonna go to shit. Yeah. Because if they allow Logan to flip flop, the men will follow suit. Yeah. So yeah. But let's talk about the rose ceremony, right?
Yes. We'll be back in
yes.
But the heat got to me a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, where were we? We were talking about Logan.
Right, you thought he was a sleazeball.
Yes, which I do believe he's a sleazeball.
But before he could talk to Rachel, that guy went to her. The one who told Gabby that she didn't have morals fit for him.
No, let's talk first about what happened before that. And before that, Rachel was sitting down. She was talking to Hayden, the guy who said that the guy was rough around the edges. Yeah. Who she decided to give a chance. Right. Like, that didn't make much sense. But
and he was talking
about his dog who had a little brain tumor. Yeah. Rambo.
Yeah, he had cancer.
Yes. Right. And the first opportunity that she got, Tino walked in, she flipped her hair, fixed herself, and went off with Tino. And he was so hurt.
I think that she was just trying to be, it seemed like...
She didn't give a damn. And she was ready to go and talk to somebody else.
She did say nice things to him then. Said, oh, thank you so much for sharing with me. So she had already said her thank you. And then the guy
Why would you thank me when I'm talking to you about my dog that has just...
Well, she said thank you for sharing. You know, like...
This isn't a thank you for sharing. This is a time where you are sympathetic and you try to say some nice words or you try to relate to some way. Yeah. You don't say thanks for sharing like a teacher. Oh, thanks for sharing your little drawing of me. Oh, kush kush. Yeah. So...
I'm trying to say that she really did feel
I think
for him, but it was the time.
I'm sorry, Hayden, but you were boring as shit, and she had to get the hell out of there. it is what it is.
But someone came and saved her. And she got up.
Saved her, and she swiftly left. She did not even look at it twice. You were not interested in Hayden, and it's maybe because you were an asshole and you thought the world revolved around you, which it does not. Well, she has 9 other men. You think she's thinking about chewing your little dog? I'm sorry, Rambo, but that was not on the top of her agenda today. Well,
she wasn't also feeling him like that too.
Yeah,
because she was like, Rachel's like, sure, I gotta go and meet the other guys who are not rude and have been rejected people. Like, okay, thank you.
But also my thing is with that guy, it's like, I feel like maybe he was talking about Rambo so he can get sympathy, or maybe it'll be
sympathy point.
Yeah, because men think that women love men with animals and pets. It shows that you are a nice person or whatever. Yeah. So maybe he was thinking that would get her to lean more towards him.
And she didn't interrupt him. It seemed as though the conversation about Rambo was over.
And it was dry.
It was over, and someone came and she moved on.
And the thing
but he got very upset.
He expected her to sit down there for another whole hour talking to your ass about some dog that she don't even know. No, boo. Goodbye. Sorry. See you later. I have 9 other suitors. Don't you see I am fresh for the picking? I ain't got time for you. Bye-bye. Fresh for the picking. like, what is this?
How did he take it though?
He was, I don't want to say bitching, but that's what he was doing.
He was hot.
That's what he was doing. Talking about, she should have had,
guys.
You were talking about how she had no morals and character, but you know what? I bet Gabby would have sat there and listened to your little sob story.
Gabby probably would have told the other guy.
Hold on, wait. Let me finish this for a second.
Okay? And she would have turned to him like, are you okay? I really want to hear more about this and stuff. I feel so bad for you. Yeah. And she would have even given him a hug.
But you see how it came a bitch in your behind?
You said she didn't have the morals
and no character. She was rough around the edges.
Guess what?
No, you wanted a girl with blonde hair. That's what that was.
Well, guess what? She ain't got the sympathy that you need either.
But yeah, so she skipped herself on, and he went around to all the men talking about she should have waited. She should have been like, you know what, this is more important.
First of all, he did say, you didn't see, she left.
She sat down, she left, and then she sat down.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, she stood up quicker than when she sat down, as if to say, like, she just couldn't wait. I'm sure I would have been rushing to get out of that room with you two, boo. Yeah.
But yeah.
So anywho, Meatball went and told her. Oh, and then also he had said one time that he doesn't have time for those bitches.
Yeah, but he doesn't trust them.
Them bitches. Yeah,
but my thing is, for Meatball, you're steezy as well. Now after you've been hearing all this stuff, now you want to come and say something?
Yeah, he's
Was it because you thought maybe you would be out today?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So he went to Rachel
and told her that he had did this and he had said this.
Yeah.
But you didn't tell her anything that she had done tonight. You just told her about the BITCHs later on that week, which I thought was, why wait so long? You didn't have good intentions.
That is so true. I didn't keep that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I liked though about Rachel was the fact that she did not go to the other guys to see who was telling the truth. I think she went with her instinct when talking to Hayden, what she saw in front of her, and she said, I just don't believe you.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see that she saw that. So
yeah, but also, was it one last quick point? Mm-hmm. When she was sitting there trying to talk to him or whatever about this is how I feel. Do you know what's going on? He was still on this damn dog. Yeah. He could not connect the dots about everything he said. Yeah. He said, I never said that. And he said, you are a liar.
Yeah, she didn't believe him at all.
But what I loved about Rachel is that she did not go with Gabby, go consult. She just went and handled it on her own, which I thought was a boss move.
I thought that was good. Because she also said that Gabby seems to be enjoying herself today. So maybe she was just let me just handle this. So
yeah. So, but
kudos for you, Rachel.
We'll be back next week with another episode of The Bachelorette.
Yes. Now,
Logan accepted a rose from Rachel, and he did not talk to Gabby.
Yes.
He did not talk to Gabby.
Logan didn't get an opportunity because of this.
He was never going to say shit.
He did not get an opportunity to talk to Gabby, and decided to still accept a rose from Rachel, even though he's not feeling her no more. Whatever. How am I going to have an opportunity with Gabby?
You could have just rejected her. But the thing is, how I knew he wasn't gonna say anything? Because if he didn't say anything before Gabby gave her final rose, he wasn't gonna say anything. That's what I said. Yeah. And she gave the final rose, and he didn't say anything because he knew that he'll be booted off if because she was going to take back one of the roses for him.
His opportunity with Gabby. So
the man is a snake. He's not into anybody there. Goodbye, Logan. Sleazeball.
So we
bye bye. But yes, y'all, that was the Bachelorette.
Yes,
it is Murray
and
we recommend like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below all your little thoughts about little Sleazeball. Bye.